Your child should know better, right? You've told them 1,000, a million times to do something all the time, over and over, and they just don't listen. Is that in your situation? Is that with your children? My question to you is, do they really understand what you want them to do? Sure, I bet you there's definitely some non-compliance in there. But could it be that they just don't know what you want them to do? I'm going to teach you today how to make sure that your child actually understands what you're telling them to do and ways that you can make sure of it. For those of you who don't know me, hello. My name is Melissa. I'm a board certified behavior analyst, and I specialize in helping families go from survival mode to actually breaking through barriers that they never thought that they could. I'm grateful to have helped hundreds of families already. I help train people at the collegiate level, and I am a subject matter expert for the Behavior Analyst Certification Board, and I help to write exam questions for upcoming professionals. So thank you so much for being here. Let's dive in. There are 3 things, and you're going to want to write these down, that you will understand if your child actually can understand what you're telling them, okay? Now, this goes for the children with developmental disabilities. Let's say that they are nonverbal, all right, that they might only have a couple words. They might have a communication device. Let's say that they're young and little, but this also goes for your typically developing kiddos who you have to tell over and over and over what to do. I know that sounds strange. Why are we comparing apples and oranges? But here's the deal. Kids are kids no matter what. These kids are going to push boundaries because they can. They're children. These kids are going to choose the fun stuff over the not so fun stuff. It does not matter if they have a label. It's going to happen. So if we can have an understanding of that, it will help us to have some leniency and some flexibility in being able to actually teach our children, give a little bit of grace, but also guide them in the right direction without us having to feel upset in the meantime, without us having to be frustrated with them. Because at the end of the day, they are just children, and it is our job as parents, as caregivers, extended family members, teachers, whatever we are to these children, to guide them, to teach them until they are no longer in our care. All right? You know, the world or our country says that at 18 years old, you're an adult. I'm pretty sure if I asked all of us when we were 18, were we ready to be an adult? We're going to shake our heads no. And we're going to say, we want to call our mom and dad. We need their help. And granted, that might be with bills, relationships, housing, groceries, all of those things that we hope our children are going to get to one day. But today, we're going to talk about the things that are going on in your day-to-day life that your children are just not doing by themselves, and you're having to ask them over and over, and you're wondering, are they even listening to me? Do they know what I'm asking them to do? So here are the 3 things. Number 1, eye contact. So important. And we're going to talk about this in a couple ways. Okay. When you are asking them to do something, giving them an instruction, a directive, communicating with them, you're going to want their eye contact. Now, they don't need to stare at you, but you need to know that they're listening, okay? It's also a form of respect, right? If you're looking at me, I know that you're listening, right? We have to do this at our jobs, at our careers, when we're out and about in the community. We're looking at people in the eye when we're talking to them. You have to do the same with your children, regardless of their age. So that means if they are toddlers, get down on the floor, sit crisscross applesauce, or put them up in your lap, make a smile at them, get your eyes at theirs, okay? Eye contact. Now, let's say you are giving a little directive or you're giving a transition warning, like, hey, in about 5 minutes, we're going to put our tablets away and it's going to be bath time. Now, they're probably maybe watching TV at this point or playing with toys or running around in the backyard. Still, get them to stop, say their name, eye contact, and then quickly, short sentence, tell them what you want to tell them. I'm going to give an example here in just a moment, okay? Let's see, eye contact. So approach them if needed, because Why would you, if they're not listening to you? And this happens to me all the time, by the way. So I have to practice this stuff that I am teaching to you, okay? I'm not immune to it. They're running around in the backyard, they're playing, they're screaming at each other, and I'm like, guys. And I know they hear me. I think they hear me, but I think they're ignoring. So instead of me having to scream and get upset, I'm going to approach and get a little closer. And I'm going to keep my same tone of voice, and I'm saying their names these times. I'm not going to say it on the video to maintain their dignity, but I say their name, and I go, eyes on me, look at me, please, or please stop, I have something to tell you. So see how my tone of voice is kind of firm, but I'm not screaming at them. I'm not showing in my body language that I'm upset, because they're having fun, or they are playing whatever they're doing. They're not necessarily trying to make me upset. Yeah, they might be ignoring me, but they are kids. Gotta be lenient, gotta understand it's going to happen, okay? So make sure you get eye contact when you are telling them a instruction, something you want them to do, and that way that will help you to understand if they are actually comprehending and listening to what you are saying. I like to add in, when I'm giving an instruction, I like for them to respond. So I either tell them to say okay or to fill in the blanks when I'm giving an instruction. So here's an example. I approach them and I say their name. I go, hey, and then they look at me and I say, in about 2 minutes, we're going to clean up and it's time to take a bath, okay? And then they go, okay. Or I'll say this. Guys, in about 2 minutes, the visual, got to do the visual, okay? In about 2 minutes, we are going to go take a bath. So how many minutes? And they say 2. And I'm like, perfect. Now they might try me. They might go, can we do 5 minutes? Sometimes I'll say yes. Sometimes I'll say no. No biggie, right? It's a matter of us communicating. And you know what? If they said 5 minutes, I know they heard me. And that's what's really important here. Are we communicating together? All right? So we got the eye contact piece. I'm looking down at my notes to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Okay. Now, another fun way that I'm sure a lot of you know, but just in case not, that we can see if they are actually listening to you, and this one definitely goes for the kiddos who are maybe nonverbal and can't necessarily respond to you. Test out when you say fun, enjoyable things like activities or situations that they might encounter. Try telling them about the fun things and see how they respond, and then test it out with like not so fun things. So for example, let's say that they're on the couch or they're in their bedroom, whatever, and you want to see if they're listening. You can maybe be across the room. You could look at them or not. And you could be like, hey, come on over. I have a treat for you. I have some ice cream, something they like. And let's see. Just wait. Wait like at least 10 seconds. Don't say anything. Don't approach them. Maybe wait 20 seconds to allow for some processing time, which means that they're stopping what they're doing. They're making sure to attend to you. They're thinking about what you said, and then they're thinking about their response. There's a lot of steps when it comes to processing, and I'll have another video about that in a little bit. But if you say something enjoyable that you know they're going to like, see if they get up and come walk over, because they're like, ooh, I heard ice cream, right? Some kids, it's money. Some kids, it's iPad. Some kids, it's a new toy. Some kids, it's treasure box. Some kids, it's let's play a game together like hide and go seek, you know? So you have to know your child, but that's a really good way to know if they can actually understand you and hear you, all right? And then, of course, test out how they respond when you say things like, all right, come put your shoes on. It's time to go. Or if you say, hey, come to the bathroom, time to brush your teeth, right? Or can you please bring me that cup in your bedroom? The not so fun stuff, right? See what happens. Because If they are responding and approaching you when you tell them the fun stuff, and then in a little while later, you test out, are they responding the same when you tell them the not so fun stuff? They hear you, and that's how you know this is some non-compliance going on. And then we have plenty of other different interventions for that. But this video is strictly about, can your child hear and understand you? All right? So that was number 2, if I didn't hold up my 2 fingers about that. Number 1 was the eye contact. Number 2 was, do they respond when you say fun and enjoyable activities versus non-enjoyable, non-preferred activities? All right. Number 3. Once again, this goes for all children. For sure, children with developmental disabilities. This is a really helpful one I'm about to tell you, but also children without developmental disabilities. We can't, parents, please, love you, but we cannot just assume that our children know what to do, okay? We've got to give them benefit of the doubt, of course, but also know that we are forever going to be their teacher, and that's okay. And we're going to provide support if needed, but we're going to teach them that it's a good thing to be independent. It's something to be proud of intrinsically, right? Something that they want to do, to not have to have help with everything in their life, because trust me, they don't. So number 3, they should show you what you are asking them to do. So, sorry, the sun is in my eyes. All right, let's try that. All right, so let's say that you want them to go brush their teeth, okay? So you're in the bathroom. Let's say you're setting up the bath, or you're getting, I don't know, their pajamas ready. You could say to them, hey, buddy, can you brush your teeth, please? And just wait. Don't just stand there hovering over. That's intimidating. Say it with a cheerful tone of voice. Brush your teeth, please. Something they know how to do, all right? Or do they not know, right? That's what we're testing out here. We want to know if they're hearing you and understanding you, or if they don't know what to do, truly. So let's say that the materials are out. They're on the counter, the toothbrush, toothpaste, and there are no distractions, right? There's no phone. Take the phone away, people. Please, we got to pause it. No noises, no other people walking through. See if in that moment, with that isolated instruction, can they do and can they show you, they don't have to tell you, can they show you what you want them to do? And if they don't, that's where you know they need some support. That's the whole point of this, okay? Do they need support? Because they're probably not trying to get under your skin. They're trying to just be. They're trying to be kids, right? We've got to, sorry for the background noise on my end, by the way. Excuse me. We have to teach them and then fade our prompts as they are showing independence. So, once again, 3 things, 3 ways you know if your child actually understands what you are asking of them, or if it's non-compliance. Number 1, having their eye contact. Number 2, responding when you say fun activities versus non-preferred, no fun activities. And 3, can they show you what you are asking them to do? All right, thank you so much for watching. If you are ready to work with me and my team, we are more than willing and happy to help with all of these behaviors, and there are more videos to come. So please subscribe, email me, my email is listed below, and follow me on social media. Thank you.